So I'm behind the wheel of the brand new Hyundai Creta N Line. This is the flagship N Line product for Hyundai in the country, the previous two being the i20 N Line and the Venue N Line. Now with the Creta, Hyundai has really upped their game and they've gotten a vehicle out that definitely caters towards the enthusiast buyer. Having said that, there is a lot riding for it, and the icing on the cake, according to me, is the pricing that Hyundai has come out with on the new Creta N Line. But before I jump into that, just remember that if you do have any questions, you want to know more about the Creta N Line, do leave me a comment on this video. It is my promise that I get back to everybody who writes in on the MOTORSCRIBES channel. So I look forward to hearing from you. Now to start with, when it comes to the way the Creta N Line looks, so from the outside, it does boast of a completely revised design, even compared to the new Creta model that was initially introduced in January this year. So if you remember correctly, that's got a revised front grille, the rear lights are revised, a lot of changes over the older model of the Creta. So this was a sizable facelift, and then the Creta N Line improves on that even more. So you look at it up front, it's got a brand new front grille. I like the treatment to the front way better than the standard model. In fact, the Creta N Line just has a nice striking bold face, gives it a nice wide stance. The hood is also a little revised, adding to that entire sporty cut sort of finish. And if you remember, the Creta always has had this slightly more roundish look to it, but the N Line now looks slightly more squared off. It's got all the right edges. I think the creases have been done really well. The treatment to the sheet metal makes it really stand out. As you walk around the vehicle and you take a look at it, it is just so striking. It is something that gives you that aura of something being rather upmarket and something that you can definitely enjoy, just setting your eyes on. So a lot going for it. It gets new alloys, again, that are just an N-line feature. The red accents all over, again, give it a very striking, bold, sporty look. I think the treatment to the rear lights, the treatment to the front, all of these elements just bring out a vehicle that has this really strong aura of sportiness. Of course, Hyundai has not let go of the smaller details either. So even when you look at the tailpipe, it's a twin-tipped tailpipe to give you that sense of a slightly more sportier character. While the exhaust note itself has not really changed, I think this is all about the visual elements that bring out a feeling of something that's slightly more premium, something that's slightly more sportier, and works well for what the N Line stands for. Now, if you do know your Hyundais and you do understand where they're coming from, just to jump into a little bit of backstory over here, the N Line is the first step towards catering towards more of an enthusiast buyer. So you've got the regular standard models, and then right above that is where the N Line sits. So it gets sporty elements, not necessarily touching the engine, but more about the red accents, a slightly different set of tune for the suspension and the steering. All of these things make it just a little bit more sportier than the regular model. Then above this sits the N. Now that, if you know, is where Hyundai likes to play around with having slightly more robust, more powerful models. Of course, the most trending one recently is the Ioniq 5N model that is doing the rounds on the internet. But having said that, N models have their own place, and then above that is Hyundai Motorsport, and where they're setting records in WRC and doing all sorts of stuff over there. So it is this legacy that the N Line carries. So while it is not an out-and-out sports model, it is something that points towards Hyundai's heritage in the space and Hyundai's affinity for having vehicles that are built to be fun to drive, sporty, and just out there. So with that out of the way and the exteriors out of the way, let's talk about the cabin. So the overall layout of the interior is exactly the same as the new Creta. However, in here as well, you get a ton of red accents. Around the center console, the dual screen has this nice red accent. You got a red accent on the front, console as well. The gear lever and the gear shifter, again, there's nice red stitching on it. There's a nice N Line badge on it to tell you that you're in something that's definitely apart from the regular. The seats too, you got red piping, red stitching on the steering wheel too. And these are the elements that just bring out this added level of sportiness. You can think of it as a factory-made sort of modded vehicle for your needs. And that's the joy of getting your hands on a Creta N Line. But the real joy, if you ask me, is being where I am right now, which is behind the wheel. And this is where you really get to enjoy what Hyundai has done with the N Line. So for starters, you do get the 1.5-liter Turbo Petrol engine in the N Line, which is also available on the standard model, that I'm quite sure you're very aware of. But what makes it different is the state of tune to the suspension and as well as the steering wheel. So the steering input is definitely a little stiffer. It goes along with that entire sporty nature of what the N Line stands for. And the suspension has been tweaked again, just to give you that added dynamism that a stiffer suspension offers when it comes to handling and being a little more taut in that sense of the word. So all in all, you're looking at a vehicle that's rather fun to drive. It feels more engaging. The steering feels like it has a little bit more bite, and you definitely get way better feedback than before. And that is, again, Hyundai bringing in their motorsport legacy, bringing in their learnings from dealing with sportier models and bringing it down to a model that is fit for everyday use, something that you can take out, use it to go to work and back, but also have a great time behind the wheel of. So while it is a little stiffer when it comes to the ride quality, it is not something that is uncomfortable. It's not something that will give you that jarring ride. It's actually very refined. It's just that you feel more in control. So it's all about a feel rather than an out-and-out mod job that you would say that, this is just about performance. So there's, I think the 160 horsepower that you do get is more than ample for our roads, more than ample for everything that we do in our country. So there's always an ask for more power if you want. But when we're talking about a production model car, I think that over here we're very sorted when it comes to just the sportiness and this element of the Creta N Line. Yeah, so basically you do get a lot when you go in for the Creta N Line. It is based on one of their higher end variants, so you do get a lot of frills with it too. So we're talking about ADAS features, we're talking about enhanced safety features. You've got Blue Link with over 70 features over there, so you got 70 connected features. Nice dual sort of digital screen, so the driver instrument cluster is an all digital screen. You've got the great infotainment system on board, both speakers on board. All of this is part of the standard package as well, but it's available here. I think the Creta N Line sits as a nice sportier variant to the top models in the Creta lineup, and that is definitely something that should hopefully play out really well for Hyundai as they make more inroads into this niche segment of a slightly more sporty buyer. But going back to just what it feels like to drive, the fact is that while the tweaks are subtle, I would say that what you definitely get is something that feels way more engaging to drive. And that's what puts a smile on your face. You can really enjoy the Creta N Line, step on the gas, put pedal to the metal, and you will feel that surge of power. You will feel it going forward at a rather brisk pace. I mean, we are talking about 0 to 100 in about 8.9 seconds, which is pretty quick. And it is just something that blows your mind. I do wish the exhaust note was a little different. I wish it gave you a sense of a slightly more sportier feel. That would have been very nice. I really wish that had happened. But having said that, there's really nothing to complain about when it comes to the way the Creta N Line drives. It feels engaging, it feels great. The subtle tweaks to the steering and the suspension definitely make a difference in giving you a more engaging drive feel. So all in all, you do get a sportier version of the Creta at a very reasonable price. Which brings me to the icing on the cake, which is the pricing. Now, the N Line can be yours. It's available in a total of, 2 variants and 2 transmission options. So there are 4 to choose from. So the N8 is available in the MT as well as the DCT. It starts at 16.8 lakhs. The DCT is for 18.3 lakhs. And then you've got the N10 version, which is 19.3 roughly for the manual, and 20.3 for the DCT, which is what I am currently driving. And this feels really great. I like the way the DCT performs. Of course, a manual version is something that's always very tempting, and I think when you are looking at a sporty variant, my personal choice would be to go in for the manual. But the DCT is no slouch. You do get paddle shifters with it, so you can have a rather engaging drive feel and really pelt it around if you want to. But all in all, what you do get with the Creta N Line is a fun SUV, something that stands out from the rest. I think it looks better than the regular version, and it is definitely one of the best looking SUVs out in this segment in the market currently. So if you are shopping around, this is definitely a version that I would recommend, and you should really definitely take a look at it and check it out. Take it for a spin, take it for a nice drive, floor it, enjoy that acceleration, and you will see why it puts such a smile on your face. So I'm going to sign off now. I'm going to really enjoy my drive over here. But before I do take off, remember that if you do have any questions, leave a comment behind. It is my promise, it is the MOTORSCRIBES promise to answer every question and comment that comes in on the MOTORSCRIBES channel. So we are here to clear your doubts, and I look forward to hearing from you.